Went and saw the new Christopher Nolan movie, Tenet. Didn't know what it was about. My friend texted me and he was like, hey, do you want to go with my housemate and I to go see the new Christopher Nolan movie? And I'm like, yeah, Christopher Nolan's awesome. I think he directed Transformers and The Dark Knight and some Batman stuff other than The Dark Knight. Jordan, can you just give me a couple Christopher Nolan films?
Yeah.
What do you got for me? He's got this particular style. It's high action. It's high drama. It's cool. So I like Christopher Nolan, even though I can only think of like 2 films that he's done.
He's got Inception, The Dark Knight, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Dark Knight Rises, Memento, Batman Begins, The Prestige.
I mean, this guy...
Legend.
We talked about John Williams many episodes ago in terms of film scores and stuff. This guy is... Actually, I don't know if he's quite to the level of John Williams yet. But give him a career, and, he might have a Hall of Fame directing career.
Give him a chance.
Just give him a shot. But hey, it's trending positively. Anyway, all that to say, I went and saw this new Christopher Nolan movie in 4DX at the local cinema. And so for those of you who don't know, 4DX is where I believe it's like four-dimensional. So in other words, it's not just like, 3D, whatever, but you also get some sensory, visual, and tactile senses as well stimulated. So there's fog and your seat moves, and if there's like a running scene, your chair kind of jostles a bit, and if they step in a puddle, your ankles get sprayed with water. It's like very immersive. And I was like, I've never been in one of these movies before. I'm so pumped. So I said, yes, I'll come with you. Absolutely. Thanks for the invite. And I get there and I'm like, let's go. I'm so pumped. And I hadn't seen a preview for the movie. I went in blind, which this is an approach that I don't normally take. And yeah, but I went in blind knowing that this was like a highly anticipated film. I was like, there's no way it's going to like be shot. It's Christopher Nolan's directing it. Have you ever gone into a movie not knowing what it was about at all? When you're going to the movie
I don't think
theater?
so.
Okay. This was the first or second time for me. Like, it's not a normal thing. And so I'm going in blind. And then the movie starts. And by the way, there were no previews for the movie either. Like, it just immediately went into and the house lights were up for the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes, to the point where my buddy like got up and went and talked to the staff and was like, can you bring down the house lights? Because the movie's
kidding.
on and our seats are jostling about, So we're like, we don't know. Are these just like, did they really invest in like the seat technology for the previews, or are we in the actual movie? And we pretty quickly realized, okay, it's the real movie. So my buddy got up and was like, hey, can you turn the lights down? And they did. That's a sidebar. But anyway, I told you, it was my friend and his housemate brought a friend. And his housemate's friend sat directly next to me. To my right is my guy. Love this dude. And to my left is a stranger that I don't know, but, somebody who I know, who he knows, vouched for him, so he's got to be decent. This dude talked to me about every single thing for the first 20 or 30 minutes, which in a Christopher Nolan movie, you got to dial in and know what they're talking about, because it's usually not just like straightforward, just dumb action. Usually they have some complex dialogue and some stuff that you really got to zone in for. And this guy was just talking to me, just talking to my ear for the first 20 or 30 minutes. And again, it's a stranger, and I always care. Like, I don't want to be rude. So I'm trying to be like, yeah, it's funny, but let's watch the movie and let's see what happens. And at the same time, that's what's going on externally. But on the inside, I'm like, I'm picturing 10 different ways to just murder this man.
Yeah.
I was so cheesed off. Because again, 4DX, this was an $18 ticket. Just to get in the door, just to sit in this seat. I paid $18 for this to happen.
Yeah, so I was building this table this week. You get sprayed in the ankle with water.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So you wouldn't believe it, dude. I haven't talked to this person in years, and they just finally called me. Can we talk about this later? Yeah, and like also in those seats when like there was like a fight scene, and like say somebody got like punched here, like in the ribs or something, you got like a little jab in the back of the seat. It's really cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's really wild. I wish I would have gone. My normal mode of operation, modus operandi, if you will, when I go see a movie, I usually go by myself. Even if I have friends who want to see it, I'm going to just go by myself, because who cares about going to see a movie with people? You're not going to talk during it. Truly.
True.
You're going to talk on the way to and from it. But, for example, if it's like a local theater, it only takes me 5 minutes to get there. In this instance, it took me 8 minutes to get there. I don't need dialogue on the way there. I got Spotify. And I'll just listen to the Stouting Off podcast on the way there. No, I won't. But I'll listen to some music on the way there, whatever. I don't care about the to and from. And I especially don't want any kind of chatter or distraction when I'm there. So really, that experience when I went and saw Tenet really reinforced, like, I think just seeing movies by myself might be the play. You know? Maybe one other person. But that person has to know, and we might even sign a contract going in. Hey, listen. We hereby agree to the terms above listed that we will not speak or utter or jab or any comments during the movie. We won't even look at each other. We won't acknowledge one another. We're just going to zone into the 4DX movie while we're getting our ankles misted. So this is all going on. And this movie was actually really trippy, and I need to see it again. But here's what I want to tell you. By minute, say 60, an hour in or so, I was so unbelievably lost as to what was going on that I'm pulling out my phone, turning down the brightness all the way, holding it right here, because this is how you pull out your phone in a theater. Is it like really close to you so nobody behind you can see? Brightness down all the way, and I'm looking up runtime, Tenet film, Christopher Nolan, 2020. It's over 2 hours, and we're only like an hour and 10 minutes in at this point. And I'm like, I don't even want to see the rest of the movie because I don't know what's going on. My guy next to me robbed me of the foundational knowledge that I need to be entertained by this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did. He robbed me of that experience. I'm looking up the runtime. I'm like, there's still like at least an hour left. So I left. I left the movie. I left. I left my buddy, but my buddy and his two pals, they met me there. So it's not like we carpooled. I wasn't like screwing anybody over, but I left because I was like really hungry too. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, and I just need a hard reset. I'm just going to come see this again by myself. B, I'm starving, and I can't imagine going another hour without food. And so...
Did you say anything to the guys before you left?
I said, yeah, just hold on a second. Excuse me.
Oh, no kidding.
Going down the row. Yeah, that was it. I didn't...
Their expectation was you were going to come back.
Yeah, Drew's going to come back for sure, because that's a normal person thing to expect.
Yeah.
When somebody gets up at a movie, they're going to come back. Ooh. There's another time. I got to tell you this story, a different story, and I'm going to tell that after I wrap this bit. But I'm starving. I'm leaving, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, yep, I guess I am truly going to leave. But first, I stopped and grabbed a $10 tub of popcorn for the ride home. Had them loaded up with butter. Had them loaded up with butter and salt, and I'm just like driving home like this. Just, you know how you take a handful and you just, you force it down there.
Got popcorn on the way out of the movie theater.
Yeah,
it's a good way.
Again, it's a weird move, and I don't think I've ever done that before because I generally don't buy concessions at all at the movie theater. And if I do, it's to watch the movie with. It's not to drive home with in the passenger seat, literally with the seatbelt buckle tucked around it. It was a big tub of popcorn. I finished it the next day, actually.